I am joined by head men's and women's tennis coach Tony Boehler. Coach, you guys have been at it about a week now. Just kind of give me your thoughts on what you've seen through the first week of practice and how things have been going.
Pretty happy so far. The depth that we have, especially on our women's team, is a nice, pleasant surprise because, going into any season, you don't really know what you got until you start getting out there and hitting. We have a couple of newcomers on the women's team that are looking like they're going to make a pretty good impact for us. And the men's team, we're getting a little bit older as we go make this journey. So they're doing a good job of pushing each other and getting each other better already this week.
Yeah, so on the men's side, we'll just kind of jump back and forth. On the men's side, you bring back Marcos and Aitor and then Kawe, and then you kind of have a flux of guys who are going to step in, some new guys, maybe some experienced guys. Talk a little bit about maybe how those new faces are going to help, and maybe how the older group is going to help the younger guys, but also how those two matches you guys were able to play this fall are going to help you as well.
Yeah, I think what's important for us there's a couple of things that are opportunities as well as the challenges of having the new players, because as we sit here right now, 3 of our top 6 from our lineup last year won't be there for us. But yet at the same time, I think at 1, 2, and 3 especially, and then Kawe being in that top 4 mix as well, we're going to be pretty strong in that part of our lineup. It's just a matter of the new guys coming out and, at the bottom of our lineup, and then how we're doing in doubles. We didn't do poorly in doubles last year, but we just lost a lot of close matches. So if we can just get some of these players over that next hump and be a little bit better at second and third doubles especially, that's going to make all the difference in the world, especially with those new faces.
Yeah, and then we'll jump to the women's side. Bring back a few experienced players in Emma, Olites, and Caitlin. We're obviously going to bring something new, and then you talked a little bit about those younger players. What's kind of the outlook on the women's side as we head into the year?
Well, I guess doubles is kind of what I'm looking at as a really big positive for us, because I think on the women's side, the double, we're going to have so many more options in the doubles play. And then Sarah Mullenbrock and then Emily Yaley, the 2 new players, are definitely going to be in the mix in the top half of our lineup, which, for when you're having 6 people play, can be a big game changer for us. So, and then a lot of it is how do we gel as, a doubles lineup, finding the right partners and the right mix of players there. But I think we're going to be pretty competitive with most of the teams that we play against this season.
Yeah, then we'll jump back to the men's side. UMAC rankings came out the other day. Men's, you guys were picked to finish 3rd. That's where you were at last year. Made it to the UMAC tournament. I think you were 500 in conference. What are some things you're going to look for as you guys maybe try to unseat Northwestern and Superior and teams you've competed well with, and just as you try to take that next step in conference, maybe just some progress you're looking to see throughout the season?
I think a lot of that is going to be experience. We played a lot of close matches, and some of those close matches are the ones we lost to have those kind of deciding 5-4 scores. I think we had 3 of those 5-4 scores against those top 2 teams, so we're right there. So now we just need to learn how to win some of those close matches. And again, if we get a little bit better at doubles and get 1 or 2 more doubles points, that can change things dramatically there.
Yeah, then on the women's side, last year you guys were tied with Martin Luther to try to get into the tournament. Obviously, when you talk now with your team about maybe goals for this season, UMAC tournament, much so a goal, or what are some things if you talked about with the girls just in this first week, and some things you might talk to them about in the next week or 2 as you guys kind of ease into play?
I think, especially for our experienced returning players like Caitlin and Emma, those type of players, they already know we're going to be more competitive just by what we have at practice and what we're seeing on our roster. So what we really want to do is just be taking care of what we can control, playing better tennis once we get into that conference season, be competitive in all of our conference matches, which, frankly didn't happen last year just because our roster was a bit thin. So, really just kind of improving on really some of the basic things that are going to keep us competitive all the way through the season.
Yeah, then last question. Men will kick it off next weekend, so about a week-ish from now, on the 11th, and then the women will kick it off the week after. What are some things you're looking forward to just at the beginning of the season out of the teams when maybe these non-conference matches that are obviously important, but it's not the end-all be-all? Like, what are some things you really want to see from your team as in those first few matches?
A big part of it is see how we do with some of our new players, and especially our new players in that doubles lineup. See how they compete, see how they react, and especially some of the players that didn't play in the 2 fall tournaments that we had. We because of some injuries and a couple of our new players on the women's side, we didn't even see them play last fall at all. So to me, it's exciting just to get them out there and see what we got. And see how they react to a competitive match, basically. More on the men's side, I really kind of want to see us hit the ground running, and especially see kind of where we're at 4, 5, and 6 in our lineup. I have a pretty good idea of what we have in 1, 2, and 3, so those are kind of the X factors, and the depth in your lineup is going to be really what really gives you the results that you want in those close matches.
Well, thank you for your time and good luck this year.
Appreciate it. Thanks.